All right, thank you so much, guys. Tēnā koutou. Good evening and welcome to the show, everybody. We've got this fantastic video message from these young kids in Invercargill who want those 1976 Olympians, the hockey guys, to get their gold medals. It's good, isn't it?
Yeah, they do such an amazing job, and they just put, you know how kids can just say it? Kids say the darndest things.
They do this, they cut through the crap.
They do. They're actually our secret weapon, right? So we're going to go to the Olympic Committee and say, you know, you could say no to a bunch of TV reporters, you could say no to some old veteran hockey players, but can you say no to kids?
Yes, good idea.
No. Okay, so that's going to be on the show. But first up on the show this evening, think self-driving electric cars are for the future? Think again. They're now here and on a motorway near you, driving on autopilot.
Plus, two men born on either side of the divide, a father and son, and their lives before and after this country adopted the homosexual law reform.
And he's a gentleman. He's being called a comedic genius, and he's coming to New Zealand. The brilliant Billy Crystal tells us what he's going to do with this rugby ball before he gets here.
All right, thank you so much for joining us on Story this evening, and thanks, of course, to our good friends at Electric Kiwi.
Okay, now most of us will never get to own a fancy electric sports car, right? Especially not one that can drive itself. But I tell you what, we are probably going to end up on the same stretch of road as one at some time.
Yeah, does that worry you?
No. Well,
you trust them?
Well, you know what? Okay, I tell you what, at the moment, I am a little bit worried. Maybe in 100 years I won't be worried, or maybe even 30. But right now...
Yeah. I can promise you in 100 years you will not be worried at all. Okay?
That's actually a very fair point.
Now, there's no law here against using a driverless car on our roads. No law at all. And this isn't an issue for the future. It's happening today. And it happened this afternoon on Auckland's motorways. You might have been on it. You just didn't know.
I've seen it going past.
I know. And you may have seen Amanda Gillies in there. She tried out a Tesla on Autopilot.
This is so cool, Ed. I wasn't lying. It is cool. A Tesla Model S, it's electric and has autopilot mode. Yes, that means you can drive with no hands. Owner Ian McRae offered us a ride to show us how it works. Should I be nervous?
Are you insured?
That's not making me feel any better. We headed for the Auckland motorway, traffic everywhere, going fast. Heart is pounding. Feels like I'm on a roller coaster, you know, when you're just approaching it before you do the fall.
That's right. That's right.
That's where we're at. Here we go.
Here we go.
Oh, okay.
Are you? See, no. See,
no hands.
Look, Mum, no hands.
Okay, well...
Are you worried the car just...
Yeah.
Are you worried about that one?
Yeah. Just like that, we're driving 100 kilometres an hour down the busy southern motorway with no hands.
See,
it's unnerving when you go past vehicles, when you get them, seeing them come close and you've got no hands on.
The car just moved into that lane, so now off we go. See?
Okay, all right, good.
Is that all good?
Yeah. Autopilot does everything. It sticks to the speed limit and stays about 3 car lengths behind the car in front. It handles acceleration and deceleration and braking and will move out of the way of an obstacle.
I should be able to change lanes. I should be able to look for a gap on the traffic.
Oh, God.
I never actually tried this before, but I think it works.
Oh, God.
It does work, I'm pretty sure. I've seen it on YouTube.
Oh, excellent. This is making me feel so much better. He was teasing, of course. Well, I hoped. The car was a Christmas present to himself last year. He's been driving an autopilot ever since, which begs the obvious question. Can you do autopilot in New Zealand?
It appears you can, providing you're concentrating and, yes, you're still concentrating and can intervene, I suspect, if things don't go to plan.
And that's what happened in America.
Geez. Car's doing it all itself. What am I going to do with my hands down here?
This is Joshua Brown in April. He was killed a month later after his Tesla Model S in autopilot mode collided with a truck that cut across him. The Tesla did not see the white side of the truck against a bright sky, and it's reported Brown was watching a movie. It was the first Tesla fatality in 210 million kilometres with autopilot enabled. By contrast, the average vehicle fatality rate is 1 every 96 million kilometres. Do you feel safer in this and going in no hands than you did in your old car?
No. Pretty much
Why
no.
Is that? Really?
Well, it's sort of, maybe after another couple of months or so, but No, it's sort of, yeah, it's okay. It's okay, yes, yeah. It's getting better.
And that's when he hands over the driver's wheel to me. Don't worry, I checked if it was easy to take back control of the car with hands. It is.
Brake, yep.
Brake, yep.
Yep, and then down.
Down. Yeah.
And you're all good to go.
And then okay, shoot.
Drive.
Okay, all right, we're away. Okay, good.
Go, okay.
Get some motor running.
You're hanging on?
Yeah.
Oh, you can probably let go now.
Okay, oh fuck, I don't know whether... Oh gosh, it's going fast. Okay, okay, done it.
That was very brave.
That actually is brave. This is a really crazy feeling. Oh, well, my heart is actually pounding.
It's initially terrifying.
Oh, like this car here. Oh gosh. Okay, no, good man. Stay in your own lane.
But it doesn't take long to feel normal-ish, and I start to see why the Orion Health boss gave up a Volvo for this. He says it's the perfect software car for a software company owner.
But it's just cool. It's just different. It's just like, it's unique.
And the question everyone would want to know, how much is it? Or was it?
I think you've got to go to the website and figure it out for yourself.
So I did. It starts at about 150 grand, but for him, this experience is clearly priceless. And our future.
The price is going to have to come down.
It will.
Oh, of course it always does in time.
That's like the fancy Tesla. The other Tesla's not so expensive, but it might not have auto drive.
They'll all be out of reach right now for ordinary New Zealanders.
Oh,
right?
totally.
Come on.
Yeah. I mean, this is technology that we're going to get eventually. Do you remember when I went in it in February? I went in that model.
Yes.
And we were driving along, and also in Autopilot, and we almost crashed into a truck. The back of a truck, because the car didn't see the truck. And by the way, if you're wondering, which is like, okay, so at the point you're both supposed to be like, oh, Heather.
I know. But you told me that, but you're still here, so you survived.
Yeah, I'm here. And Ian's ear it's not from a crash, and it's not from Amanda.
Talking too much.
It was just the thing he did.
I think he might have cut it or something. Anyway, it is hard to imagine that just 30 years ago it was illegal to be... I don't know, how do we say this? Getting it on. Basically, if you were gay or lesbian in New Zealand, you couldn't get it on, okay, against the law. Homosexuals were bashed, abused, and forced underground, all sorts of horrible things. Yeah,
so this Saturday, it's the 30th anniversary of the homosexual law reform bill, when police at that point then could no longer arrest anyone just for an act of gay abandon. But that doesn't mean life is all rainbows and lollipops, of course, for gay Kiwis. Here's Ryan Bridge.
This is James Peters. He's gay, and prior to 1986, he was involved in the campaign to stop sex between two men from being illegal.
The prejudices were quite prevalent. You know, quite often you could hear the word faggot directed at a gay guy.
And this is Ben Kirk. He's 31, he's also gay, and he's benefited from the work that James and others did on that issue.
It was a crime. I think now is the first time that we do have absolute equality.
So how is life different now than it was then? Well, before the 1986 homosexual law reform bill, gay sex was illegal. Gay marriage was illegal, no legal protection for same-sex partners, gay men couldn't donate blood, gay discrimination was A-OK until 1993.
And a lot of bashings, a lot of bullying occurred.
In the lead-up to homosexual law reform, the anti-reformers got pretty nasty.
Do not vote to legalise sodomy.
James, who, along with his partner Matt, remembers how MP Norman Jones whipped up fear across the country.
Go back into the sewers where you come from. As far as I'm concerned, you can stay in the gutter. Frankly, you know, is that not a statement of extreme ignorance? There's a wonderful saying, ignorance breeds contempt, and contempt breeds fear, and he was the advocate of that.
Today, such public hate speech wouldn't be tolerated, although since then we've had the civil union debate in 2004.
It ain't over yet.
Reactions tempered somewhat by the time marriage equality rolled around in 2013.
Evolving means changing. Change can be beneficial or have negative consequences.
Ben says we have come a long way, but not far enough.
I came from a fundamentalist Christian family, so Pentecostals, and I knew the whole time that I was growing up that I would be kicked out of home.
Eventually, as a teenager, he came out. There were church meetings called, and Ben was sent to a gay conversion centre to rid him of his sexuality.
I convinced them that I was gay and there was nothing they could do about it. And that was pretty much the end of that one.
But then you got kicked out of home?
Yeah.
What was that like? You were just 15.
It was hard. Yeah, it was really difficult.
He says some sectors of society still aren't accepting. We'll come back to Ben's journey shortly, but there's sadly another trend that doesn't appear to have changed.
The priest came home and there was a young man hanging in the closet, dead. You know, there's quite a lot of suicides.
A 2007 report found 1/5 of gay and bisexual youths have attempted suicide. A statistic both men say can be overcome by acceptance and understanding.
There's nothing better than a loving, nurturing, warm environment where people feel safe and free to be themselves.
Ben considers himself lucky because he's actually James's surrogate son.
When I get upset with him, I call him Benjamin. Benjamin, he knows he's gone too far. Not that it makes any difference.
My mother does the same thing.
Ben's since repaired his relationship with some of his family, but back then was taken in by James and his partner Matt.
They presented stability and consistency and support and a shoulder.
15 years after meeting him, it still works. One generation of gay men helping the next.
He knows, I hope, that we are always there for him, no matter what.
They both say prejudice against gays is changing, and quickly. Just 14 months ago, James's partner Matt became Justice Matthew Muir, New Zealand's first openly gay High Court judge. No longer an outlaw.
Nice. Now, to celebrate the 30th anniversary, the Sky City Rainbow Gala fundraiser is on the Saturday night with the top twins, and you can get tickets if you like through iticket.co.nz.
Yeah, James has kept journals and written a book about the campaign, which he's planning to release very shortly.
Advanced copy.
Yeah, have you read it?
No, it's an advanced copy.
Yeah, but you can read advanced copy.
I suppose I could, couldn't
yeah,
I?
but you have it anyway. Hey, still to come, don't get in their way. Do not get in their way. We're going to introduce you to the kids who are on a mission to win justice for 2 Kiwi Olympians.
And what happened when Harry met Sophie? It's a special performance from Billy Crystal right before he heads to New Zealand.
Get your local Radio Live frequency to your phone. Text the one word live north or the one word live south to 3920 for North or South Island frequencies. This is TV3's Story, simulcast on Radio Live.
Still living in a damaged property? Been paid out? Looking to move on? LSDC can purchase your as-is, where-is property at market value and delay settlement until you find your next home. For a free appraisal of your property, contact lsdc.co.nz.
Yeah! It's finally open! Shooter Supplies Hornby is now open with grand opening savings. Get to Carmen Road Hornby for the hottest deals on clothing, packs, cookers, ammo, and everything for the hunt and the outdoors. Check out over 300 firearms on display, plus new products from Stony Creek, Hunter's Element, and much, much more. Hunt out a bargain with up to 50% off all products at our grand opening sale while stocks last. Shooter Supplies, 64 Carmen Road Hornby, right next to Burger King. Shootersupplies.co.nz.
Need support for sleep? Lesotone Magnesium from Pneuma Health could help.
Well, I wanted something that helped me stay asleep, but also when I woke up that I didn't feel all groggy.
If you think Lesotone Magnesium could help you, call Pneuma Health now for 10% off. 0800 459 459. 0800 459 459.
Using the Lesotone Magnesium, I actually felt I had a quality sleep.
Go to goforhealth.co.nz or call 0800 459 459.
Hi, I'm Anna Stanley, former Silver Ferns captain and netball ambassador for World Masters Games 2017. The world's largest multi-sport event is coming to Auckland in April next year. And whether you play to win or just for fun, the Games are for you. From the opening ceremony at Eden Park to the nightly entertainment at Queen's Wharf, this will be the sporting experience of a lifetime. So, rally your squad and sign up today at worldmastersgames2017.co.nz.
Being lipstick, you must think my life is rather frivolous, just a superficial part of a woman's day. But I'm not that kind of lipstick. I'm part of the makeup team that works for Look Good, Feel Better. We help women who have cancer. We give guidance, information and a makeover to show them when you look better, you'll feel better too. I may just be a lipstick, but the colour I leave behind is unforgettable. To find out more about Look Good, Feel Better's free workshops, go online to lgfb.co.nz.
Take on winter with Scobie tyres. Big savings on new four-wheel drive and car tyres. A-grade used tyres start from only $59. For wheel alignments, batteries and huge tyre savings, call 0800 Scobie. Scobie tyres, 40 Parkhouse Road, Sockburn.
Archibald,
Christchurch's only authorised retailer of Europe's premier vehicle brands. Audi, Porsche, Jaguar, Land Rover and Volvo. Come into Archibald's today and see the latest releases. All new Audi A4, Porsche 911 Carrera, Jaguar XF, Land Rover Discovery Sport and Volvo XC90. Archibald's on Tuam Street.
Nobody plays more music from the 50s, 60s and 70s than Magic. And now, Magic Feels Good is out on double CD. 40 great tracks from Elvis, The Supremes, Beach Boys, The Monkees, plus many more. Available at JB Hi-Fi, The Warehouse and iTunes. 40 great hits from the 50s, 60s and 70s on a double CD, out now.
Radio Live. From 8, it's Karen Hay. But now you're back with Radio Live's simulcast of TV3's Story, with Duncan Garner and Heather Duplessis-Allen.
Welcome back to the show. Now, a couple of weeks ago, we told you about a bit of a raw deal that was handed out to two of New Zealand's Olympians. These guys, Neil McLeod and Les Wilson, were part of the 1976 hockey team at the Olympics. Now, the team won gold, but not the two guys.
Yeah, they didn't get medals because while they helped the team, you know, while they were there, while they helped the team get to the games, they didn't actually play on the field at the games themselves. It's been really upsetting for them and for their families, obviously.
Yeah, and since we ran the story, plenty of other people aren't happy either, it turns out, including the guys you're about to meet from My Ross Bush School in Invercargill. Take a look at their response.
This is My Ross Bush, a small rural school 5 minutes out of Invercargill with just under 200 children. We're big on sport. Rugby, netball, hockey, athletics, you name it. We love it.
I asked him today if we could play that. He said yes. There is, of course, the other Olympian who didn't get a medal, Neil McLeod.
We're also big on fairness too. And when Mr. Murray showed us the piece about Les and Neil missing out on gold because of a technicality, we wanted to create a small clip about how we feel.
Because of another disappointment earlier this year.
Should Les Wilson and Neil McLeod deserve those medals?
Yeah, I think they do, because if they played in every other game, they should deserve it.
After watching Heather's investigation, several students from Aquatua took to their writing books to create letters to the IOC appealing for the medals to be awarded, all these years later. Do you think the Olympic Committee made the right decision by not giving the two men their medals?
No, because they worked hard and they played with the rest of the game, so I don't think they should be left out and not be given a medal.
Dear International Olympics Committee, please let Les Wilson and Neil McLeod have gold medals for winning the final against Australia
At the 1976 Olympics.
We get that there are rules that teams and people need to follow. But come on! It was a team effort, and Les and Neil deserve those medals, just like the rest of the team. Thank you.
Yeah, eat that, hey?
Yeah, we love that. So we thought we should get these guys on the program. So joining us now from Invercargill is two of the stars of that video, Sophie Dukes and Ollie Lemon. Hi, you guys.
Hi.
Congratulations. That video is so fantastic. Whose idea was it?
Mr. Murray's. Yeah, it was Mr. Murray's.
Oh, is that right? Okay. And then he made you do all the hard work, did he?
Yeah.
How old are you two?
I'm 10. And I'm 10.
Oh, fantastic. Now, what did you think when you heard the story about Neil and Les?
Well, I thought it was, pretty unfair. Basically, just, they basically, it was just unfair.
What do you think, Ollie?
I feel real gutted and stuff because you deserve those medals because you played in every other game and then you got left out in the last final and you won. You didn't get those medals.
So what do you guys think should happen now?
Well, I think that they should get their medals because it's basically what they deserve. Because even though they didn't play in that last game, they played in every other game, which made them get to the final. So they should just get their medals.
So what do you think? Should we come up with a plan for how to get them their medals? Any ideas?
contacting the people that give the medals and just, like, maybe we could try and persuade them to, like, just give them the medals.
You guys are our secret weapon, because we reckon it would be very hard to say no to you guys after that video. What do you think, Ollie?
I think they should contact them and get the community to give those two the medals.
Fantastic. Will you celebrate with us if it happens?
Yes.
Do you have anything to say to Neil and Les?
Feel really sorry for them.
No, that's lovely. Now, we said because you guys are like real-life reporters, you get to do a sign-off at the end of this. So would you like to do a sign-off? You can each have a turn. Go. Sophie Jukes, News Hub.
Sophie Jukes, News Hub.
Ollie Lemon, News Hub.
You guys are fantastic. Thank you so much, you guys. That was Sophie and Ollie from Invercargill. Aren't that great?
Yeah, you schooled them up well.
Oh, yeah. I taught them how to be real-life reporters because they did a great job.
Yeah, they did. And we need to see, this is interesting, this momentum that builds around this. We should send these guys to the front door of the IOC. You know, we're sending these dudes from Invercargill.
Here you go, present guys, say no to these guys.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, coming up on the show, the amazing Billy Crystal. He's a huge Hollywood superstar and such a nice guy. And he's talking to Story next about what he's going to do in New Zealand.
Get social, get online, get connected to Radio Live. Facebook.com/RadioLiveNZ. Twitter @RadioLiveNZ. Text keyword live and your message to 3920. Radio Live. Your news, your views.
Terence, what are you doing out there? Are you stroking the driveway?
It's just so beautifully smooth. At Innovative Driveways, their service is as smooth as your new driveway will be. They'll sort your driveway quicker than you can say Innovative Driveways, on average in just 4 days. Call their smooth operators on 0800 321 717.
Terence, how do they do it? It's as smooth as silk.
Innovative Driveways, 0800 321 717 and online at innovativedriveways.co.nz.
Vitroglaze. Save time on cleaning with Vitroglaze. Vitroglaze protects your glass and tiles from water staining and soap scum, making it easier to clean. One affordable application will reduce your cleaning time by up to 90% on new shower glass, splashbacks, glass balustrades, even skylights and conservatories. Plus it comes with a lifetime guarantee on all new glass applications. Perfect for brand new homes. Go to vitroglaze.co.nz. It always pays to Vitroglaze.
Vitroglaze. Still living in a damaged property? Been paid out? Looking to move on? LSDC can purchase your as-is, where-is property at market value and delay settlement until you find your next home. For a free appraisal of your property, contact lsdc.co.nz.
Life's a breeze at Avonhead Shopping Centre, where you're spoilt for choice. Be greeted by familiar faces and friendly smiles in 18 specialty stores, including gifts and homeware, fashion, food and a florist, plus a countdown supermarket. Avonhead Shopping Centre open 7 days on the corner of Whittles Road and Merrin Street with easy on-site parking. Visit avonhead.co.nz for trading hours and store listings. Avonhead Shopping Centre, where you'll find all you need.
Need panel work? Ali's Panel and Paint are the only panel and paint shop in Christchurch that gives its customers a free cut and polish. No matter what you book in for, whether it's a big job or a small job, Ali's Panel and Paint will spruce up your vehicle with a free cut and polish. Normally you pay $150 for a cut and polish, but at Ali's Panel and Paint it's absolutely free. So for your next panel and paint job, think of Ali and his free cut and polish service. Phone Ali today on 0508 Cut and Polish or see him today at 58 Whiteley Ave, Addington.
Righto, fellas, settle down. Cut it out, Steve. We've got a lot to cover in this tool tour. Good news is we're putting you all up in rebuild accommodation at Workatel.
Workatel. Rebuild accommodation that's close to town from just $22 a night.
What's the bad news, boss?
You're on portable dunny duty.
At the end of the day, everyone's looked after at Christchurch's only rebuild accommodation. Workatel.
That's workotelnz.co.nz.
You'll always travel safer in a gold band taxi because we protect you with video surveillance.
Gold Band Taxis. 3795795.
Nobody plays more music from the 50s, 60s and 70s than Magic. And now, Magic Feels Good is out on double CD. 40 great tracks from Dean Martin, Johnny Cash, the Everly Brothers, Tom Jones and many more. Available at JB Hi-Fi, The Warehouse and iTunes. 40 great hits from the 50s, 60s and 70s on a double CD, out now.
Get your local Radio Live frequency to your phone. Text the one word Live North or the one word Live South to 3920 for North or South Island frequencies. Now you're back with TV3 Story.
Simulcast on Radio Live.
With Duncan Garner and Heather Duplessis-Allen.
Welcome back to the show. Now, Billy Crystal is truly one of Hollywood's finest. He started out as a cheeky stand-up comedian who made friends with Muhammad Ali by imitating him, and after that, he was just the greatest.
He was. You know, he's hosted the Oscars 9 times?
No.
Some people get one shot at it.
And they do it badly.
Yeah, they do. He starred in movies like When Harry Met Sally and Monsters, Inc. I quite like Monsters, Inc. I was going through a kid phase then, you see.
Okay.
Wait. Yeah, that's happened.
Yeah.
He's massive. He's just huge. And he's coming here. He'll do just 2 shows here in New Zealand. But before then, we got another show. He spoke to this show with Sophie Lowry in Sydney.
Nice to see you.
Welcome.
His hip is titanium, but he's still gold.
Mostly dead. He's slightly alive.
There's nobody here. Huh?
There's no kid. I can never remember my lines. I'm the greatest.
You don't play squash.
They don't know that. They just met me.
You're heading to New Zealand. What's the first thing that pops into your head when you think of New Zealand?
Sheep. I had my birthday there, and what I did that day was herd sheep with a shepherd and his dogs, and in a light snow. It was fantastic.
Your grandchildren. Tell me about how they love your impersonations.
Yeah, well, they first became aware of what Grandpa did when we were in a shopping center, and suddenly there were paparazzi guys came running out and scared them, which they still scare me, to take pictures of me. And they said, why are they taking pictures of Grandpa for? And I had to explain to them what I do. They didn't tell them. I mean, how could I explain it to them? What am I going to show them? The orgasm scene from Harry and Sally?
Yes! Yes! Oh! I'll have what she's having.
The first thing I was able to show them was Monsters, Inc., where I'm Mike Wazowski, little green guy, so they would understand that's my voice. I'm him.
Blame it on the little guy. How original. He must have read the schedule wrong with his one eye.
Then they just started calling the house, wanting to talk to Mike. They didn't want to talk to me. Is Mike there? Can we talk to Mike? Hobbits with feet big and hairy and smelly, more epic battles than Guest and Manelli. Ian and Vigo, a queen and some kings. This is the gang and the Lord of the Rings. I'd love to be in a movie like that. Frodo and Sam on a mystical planet. I think Andy Serkis is one of the great actors. He really is. I would love to get a chance to try to do what he does so brilliantly.
I will never be known as Cassius Clay again. Cassius Clay is a slave's name. I'm now a disciple of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. I'm now a black Muslim minister. I am now Muhammad Ali.
42 years we knew each other, and it's so odd in a way, but yet it's kind of perfect that I was able to befriend him and him me, and that we had this mutual respect for each other as people, besides appreciating each other's talents. It was more than just a friendship. He was an icon for me. And here I was, a white kid from Long Island, imitating the greatest of all time, and he was loving it. And when I was done, he gave me this big bear hug, and he whispered in my ear, "You're my little brother." Which is what he always called me until the last time that I saw him. I knew what I wanted to say. I thought I'd written something that I was very proud of, and I was just praying that I didn't get emotional. I was just, don't go that, don't, but I wasn't. I was happy he was out of his pain. He is gone, but he will never die. He was my big brother. Thank you.
I know you're a baseball fan.
Yeah.
So that's an All Blacks ball.
Oh, how great. Thank you for that. And my 2 grandsons are going to go nuts for this.
Do you reckon he really put that in his luggage?
I do actually,
You
yes.
reckon?
No,
To
I
take
do. I
home?
think you'll take that.
That's quite
You've
choice.
got him on your Radio Live show on Sunday.
Yeah, on Sunday we'll have him on the program just after 1 o'clock, but you've also got something big that you need to tell us about. What are you doing tomorrow?
So Jono and Ben are hosting my Radio Live show from 3 till 4 tomorrow, and I'm hosting their rock...
For a full hour?
Just for 1 hour, yeah.
Oh, gosh, I don't know that that's a
So
wise
look
idea.
after them.
And you're going to do...
The rock.
For an hour?
For an hour. The rock drive show.
Do you even know any rock songs?
Yeah, I've got 10, and my inner bogan is coming out, my inner Westie. Don't worry, Heather. It's okay, so be kind to me out there. It's 20 years since the Spice Girls released Wannabe, and I bet you can still sing along to this.
Not a rock song. Don't play it.
No, don't you worry, won't be.
Not tomorrow.
I bet they'll be switching off. There's now a remake on social media. It's part tribute, part serious plea for women's rights. And Posh Spice, she loved it so much, she sent it to all her followers.
And we've put it on Story's Facebook page too, so you can check it out. But here's a little bit of a taster before we go, because the block is up next. Thanks for sharing your stories with us. That was Story Tonight.
You're listening to TV3's Story, simulcast on Radio Live.